Metaphysical poetry is a literary movement. The word metaphysical, which is actually connected to metaphysics, the part meta, it actually means beyond or after. So beyond physics or after physics, that means beyond physical or after physical, which is connected to what? Beyond the physical world or after the physical world. That means in metaphysical poetry, we will encounter something which are actually beyond the physical conceptions or after the physical conceptions. And that is why it is named as metaphysical poetry. Now, what is interesting here, that is, who are the poets? Metaphysical poets are actually a group of 17th century poets. The prominent figures are Donne, Vaughan, Cleveland, Carew, Crashaw, Cowley, Marvell, Harvard, Treherne. So they are the most prominent metaphysical poets. Now it is very interesting to discuss about the source or the origin of the term. The term metaphysical, which was first used by a Scottish poet, William Drummond of Hawthornton. He used this term for the first time while he was writing a letter to Arthur Johnston in the year 1630. But later on, it was none but Dr. Johnson or Samuel Johnson who established the term metaphysical and who had given a status or a level to this term. According to Dr. Johnson, there are heterogeneous ideas, that means divergent ideas, are yoked, that means merged by violence together, that means by force. So, we will find incongruous conceptions or ideas in metaphysical poetry. Dr. Samuel Johnson, in his Lives of the Poets, established the term metaphysical poetry. It is quite important and we will remember this. Apart from this, now, which are the important features or characteristics of metaphysical poetry? The first thing that we have to remember, that is metaphysical conceit. There will be conceits. Conceit or concept or idea. So incongruous ideas will be there. And the comparison will be lofty comparison, which are generally hard to believe. So this is conceit in a nutshell. There will be paradox. So the comparisons will be paradoxical. Apart from this, metaphysical poetry will be witty, will be ingenious, and there will be flexibility in rhythm and meter. The theme will be complex, but the language will be simple. Apart from this, metaphysical poetry will be direct in manner. There will be caustic humor and there will be compact expression. So these are the common features of metaphysical poetry. Now, what is important? That is the influence of metaphysical poetry. Metaphysical poetry had tremendous influence upon the recent or contemporary authors. As for example, we can say that it is none but T.S. Eliot who was heavily influenced by the metaphysical poets, and he had also written one of his famous critical essays, that is the Metaphysical Poets, 1921. Apart from Eliot, there are also Cleant Brooks, H.C. White, Grierson, and some others who are also heavily influenced by the metaphysical poets. So it can be said that metaphysical poets have influenced magnanimously to the contemporary authors. Now, it is the time to mention some of the important examples of metaphysical poetry. John Donne's The Good Morrow, John Donne's The Flea, John Donne's The Sun Rising, Andrew Marvell's The Definition of Love, and another, that is To His Coy Mistress.